And we're live.
We're live. It's
Yay!
alive.
I know. So, as people are coming in through the chat, I would like to ring my meditation singing bowl to clear our space and energy, and then we can go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, we have Twin Aries. Hello. Alicia. Hello, honey. Welcome, welcome.
Happy Friday night. Ready to rock and roll.
I know. Um, I don't know how everyone is feeling, but I feel frazzled and a little all over the place.
Oh, it's
Um,
been an intense week with Scorpio full moon.
yeah, and I did see the moon,
And
and
it was pink. Was it pink?
I
Looking?
can't remember the color. I just remember seeing it. Like I felt drawn to it, and I forgot like what moon it was. To be honest, I wasn't like in, but I was like, wow, look at the moon. But it was like more of a connecting energy than anything.
So the
So,
pink moon is named the pink moon because that little pink flower called phlox that kind of is a ground cover is one of the first things to bloom at this part of the year, making, like the ground looking pink. So the silver moon reflecting off of that can make it look pinkish.
mm-hmm.
Mine seemed like there was a lot of halos around it or something. It just seemed big.
Yeah, it seemed like noticeable.
Yeah,
Like it was like a drawing energy. So I didn't really notice like the color or anything like that. It was
yeah.
just like because I had clouds that were kind of like, but I did see it clearly.
I do
Um,
think that it had to do with angles and where you were as to color, like different parts of that cycle, it would have reflected different shades of
mhm,
silver. So,
mhm.
but just traditionally from the Farmer's Almanac, they call the April full moon the pink moon because of those little pink flowers covering the earth at this time.
Well, I do have a question for you. And for here in the Pacific Northwest, it's been unseasonably warmer. Like, has it been like normal temperature on your side, or is it
On the
colder?
East Coast, it's been abnormally cool. So
Wow.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
Kind of
it's like,
opposites.
yeah.
And then in the Midwest, there is tornadoes.
Mm-hmm. Tornadoes.
Yeah. And let's
Hmm.
see, Taiwan had another earthquake.
Yeah, they had multiple, right?
Yeah. And the East Coast had a series of two from New Jersey, New York and New Jersey. So remember how we talk about just because I believe it was April 8th when Jupiter and Uranus, or no, April 20th. The 8th was the eclipse, and the 20th was this, powerful conjunction. And that doesn't just happen one day and go away. We're still within a degree of Jupiter and Uranus together, 22 degrees and 23 degrees in the sign of Taurus. So that is earth shaking, that trembling of the earth. So, one of the nice things about, so this week on the 23rd, which was Tuesday, we had the full moon in Scorpio, which was making a trine to um, Neptune and Mars and Saturn in, and let me get my bearings here. Got a lot going on, actually, the full moon, and then I want to get into tonight where we are for the weekend. So we had a full moon in Scorpio this week, squaring Pluto. So let's start with the basics in Scorpio. It is a water fixed energy. It is considered the powerhouse of the zodiac. Instincts spot on. When Scorpio ignores their instincts is usually when they go off the rails somewhere. So the animal, the scorpion, is um, about self-preservation. If you were to come towards a scorpion with a burning torch to burn it, it will sting itself to death first. That is the biology of that animal. So if you personify that into a person's psyche and the energy of Scorpio, and I have heavy Scorpio placements. God knows throughout my life I have self sabotaged left and right. But it's that inherent need of self preservation. No one's going to control Scorpio because Scorpio is in control. And so sometimes that's to the detriment of maybe doing what is best for yourself. It is ruled back in ancient times before Pluto was discovered, it was ruled by Mars. So, that is that warrior, masculine, sensual energy, fire. And Scorpios always get a bad rap for being very sexual. I think that comes from it represents the reproductive organs and the organs of elimination. Scorpions have a very um, scary mind, some might say, that they think very deeply. Scorpion people tend to find each other because other scorpions understand other scorpions and how they think.
Mhm.
And it's a penetrating of wanting to know what makes a person tick. There's a there's a constant, like it's the detective, it's the shaman, it's the shaman, or whatever you want to say, the healer. It's the penetrating mind depths of the consciousness to want to get to the bone, get to the bottom line of what makes that person tick. Scorpio can be very reclusive, secretive. If you want to give Scorpio a gift of some sort, give them something that's mysterious. A trinket box with a hidden compartment is classic Scorpion. Um, so, knowing all of that in a Scorpion full moon, there's this incessant need to look into the dark, to look deeper into the mysteries going on. And God knows there's a lot of mysteries going on.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
um, this week has been for the moon to be squaring Pluto while it was full. Um, that can, and we stationed Mercury to be direct, but it's still in the shadows. So there's still some lingering of that vibration of Mercury retrograde. Again, has connects with things from the past, dreams reoccurring or deja vu. So there's still that touch to people from our past or things or you know taxes. We've been right here at tax season. The IRS may have just sent out a slew of love letters to people and their taxes. So, you know, Scorpio can be very um, intense The lesson for Scorpios to learn is moderation, because once the rulership of Pluto was assigned to it, that is the energy of extremes, be extremely one way or the other. Um, I've had someone describe it to me recently as things are either really up or really down, like finding that balance, that mid place where everything's just sort of even keel, has been challenging this month with the eclipse, the Jupiter conjunction, and the Scorpio full moon. So April has really packed a lot of punch emotionally, psychically. Everybody is probably expressing it differently. Um, so then we had, oh, the Scorpio full moon represents the root chakra. So that is about your Kundalini, your life force. Um, this week may have given you some energy boost to get some things done, like a full moon would, or something you've been dealing with coming to uh, completion, or the fullness of the moon is about something, some light being shown on a completed cycle. And Scorpio's fascination with death is connected to the life, death, life cycle in all things. So, a lot of heavy energy Scorpion people go through their life with a lot of endings and beginnings. That I think almost becomes their life lesson, is being okay with endings and beginnings. In my blog this time on the full moon on lionmountainhealing.com, I likened it unto, once you're comfortable with knowing that the only thing permanent in life is change, you have a better chance of feeling balanced and at peace in your life. It's when you're too rigid and controlling, holding on to one thing the way it should be, that you can create angst within your body, um, anxiety, depression, anger, all the negative kinds of expressions of emotions when we're not getting our way. And Scorpio is deeply spiritual, so understanding that things do happen for a reason. There are lessons in everything that we experience. We might not always see them, and sometimes it takes a little distance to be able to reflect back on, why did you have to go through that storm? Why did you have to go through that disappointment? And, the spiritual part too is the optimism of, Jupiter, Uranus, and Jupiter is getting ready to change signs here um, in a couple of weeks. And Jupiter is all about the optimism and uh, with it holding hands with Uranus, it can be unexpected, job opportunities and advancement. And, it's a really um, great manifesting kind of energy. If you're clear, you have to be clear on what it is exactly that you want. When you have a lot of different ideas, or, one way we're taught to calm our energy when we're sort of scattered is, you know, what would the universe have you know more than anything at this time? And to say that blessing to yourself every morning, so that, this has been a chaotic time of the year as well. So, navigating the chaos on one level or another, whether it's personal or vocational. So we're still dealing with a stellium in Aries with the Venus, Mercury in the North Node. And that is a very compulsive, you know, fired up energy. that helps that full moon get things done. There's sort of a, a tradition of spring cleaning, so to speak. So we're in the northern hemisphere, coming out of winter into spring with clearing the flower beds off, getting the earth ready to plant, going into summer on, I believe, let me just double check my ephemeris because I get so many dates going in my head. It is on May the 2nd that Pluto stations retrograde. So it's in the first degree of Aquarius and has been for a few months, but it goes retrograde every summer. So this is not anything new. This again, you can almost equate to the lazy days of summer. Um, Pluto, actually, 5 outer planets are retrograde every summer. So Pluto is the first to station retrograde here. That would be next Thursday. And so it will still remain in Aquarius until the 1st of September. It will go back to the 29th degree of Capricorn. And then in November, it stations retrograde forward again. So we're not quite over with Pluto and Capricorn this year. And that is all about government authority. And Aquarius is all about freedom and individuality. So we will continue to see these social mores and social activities with people uh, wanting to throw off the chains that bind, or you know get out of the gallows at town square, and be more individual and free thinking, more creative. That stellium in Aries is all about the artist and being creative, reinventing things you enjoyed as a child. As an adult, being an adult, that's always a very healthy way to pull yourself up if you've been experiencing any kind of depression or challenges in your life, to tap into, that fascination of a child, the things that took your breath away, and bring them into your daily life. So, I think we were talking before we went live that the full moon this week has felt a little frazzling. Um, I think it is about uh, secrets being uncovered. The full moon brings light to the dark corners. Um, and so we mainly, are here, I think, more concerned about personal lives than on a mundane level globally. But certainly globally, you can see a lot of secrets and mysteries uh, that we could use for fodder. I want to say fuel the fodder, or fodder for the fuel, but so let's keep it more on a personal level and what that means for you individually. It means that you could feel somewhat, Scorpio makes you want to be alone a little bit, a little isolated, very deep feelings. Um, there is Neptune in Pisces still at 28 degrees, and making a square now uh, tonight, and certainly for the weekend. It was a little tighter square earlier in the week to the moon. So moon in um, Scorpio was trining that Neptune earlier in the week. Now with the moon moved into Sagittarius, it's making a square. So what that means is going from a lot of fantastical kinds of meanderings uh, during the full moon, trining that Pisces Neptune is dreams. And, the thing about Scorpio, again, is not being extreme and seeking balance, not feeling too far one way or the other. So, an example I'm going to give about that, which is a situation that I've never heard of, and it's so classic of Pisces, Neptune trining a Scorpio full moon and it coming to a head, so to speak. One of my neighbors looks after a lady older than her that's by herself, and they've just always kind of been like family. I think they originally connected through a church group or something. But the older lady is in a total illusion of having it can't be romantic because it's not, but she romanticizes about a particular movie star that she sees on TV, and somehow connected, I guess, to a website or Facebook.
I'm sorry, but like she's an older lady and she's on the web.
Well, I mean, the whole world is on the web pretty much.
I mean, but now they're all like hooked in on, internet.
Well, the point is, she's in a delusion with, I mean, she really thinks that this guy is going to leave his wife and come to her. And somehow or another, it's connected to a scam of someone started calling her. I guess they hacked her account to see her activity on this star's webpage. And she thinks that she's actually talking to him.
Mm.
She has sent him, he always has an excuse for, and it's not him, of course, but Neptune, Pisces, Scorpio, those are scams. Those are, you know, there's an element to Scorpio that's very secretive, and depending on aspects to it, can be criminal. It can be, sexual deviance. It can be um, really torturous kinds of activities. Scorpio is considered the tortured soul, so all different levels of that sort of depth and delusion. And that, she worked all of her life to have a very comfortable retirement, and she's just dwindling it away on this scam.
Mm.
And of course, my neighbor has been trying to encourage her to seek counseling and basically pull her head out of her butt that this is not who she's talking to. He is not going to leave his wife and come galloping in like a knight on a white horse. So that is a classic example of this kind of energy, and that is getting really deep into some sort of fantasy or unrealistic configuration in our minds. I I think a term she used was limerence. Limerence is beyond a crush or obsession. It is a real, psychological kind of condition of an attraction that doesn't make sense, I guess.
Mhm.
So that is interesting about this week with the full moon. And so let's move forward in the week where we have, so we've had Mercury go direct, and tonight we have a Sagittarius moon for the weekend. And that Sagittarius moon is making a positive aspect to that Aries stellium we talked about. So we've gone from uh, somewhat of a difficult aspect to that Aries, not so much difficult as about making adjustments, but to a very positive aspect for the weekend with the moon trining the Aries stellium. Um, and remember, the North Node is in Aries. So, North Node is fated encounters. It connects us with people from our past. It has a lot to do with our destiny. It sometimes is referred to as the finger of God. So, the moon making a trine to Mercury and the North Node within a degree. Like tonight, the moon is exactly at the same degree as the North Node, 14. So this weekend, if you've been a reclusive, secretive little scorpion, get out and sow your seeds, like you were talking about planting your seeds. It's about uh, Jupiter conjunct Uranus is about having some freedom. Here where I am is something called Treasures of the Earth Gem and Mineral Show. It
Mhm.
comes to the area a couple of times a year. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. And you just walk around this big warehouse of rocks and gems and minerals in all stages. You can get them raw, you can get them finished, but it's a really uh, you know, get out this weekend and do something out of your box. Do something that makes you maybe connects to something you enjoyed as a kid, or some kind of very energetic kind of activity with Aries. That's the Archer. I've noticed recently a couple of places opening up that teach archery. You can actually go and take lessons, and it's just like a shooting range, only it's archery. That's so Sagittarian. The centaur with the bow and arrow, or Cupid with the bow and arrow. So that's a common theme. We do have Venus changing sign. Oh, where's this? Venus is changing sign in a couple of days. It's been in Aries, which is very feisty. And I think it's right. It's the last day. Is that right? It's the last day of this month. So it's Tuesday. Venus will be in its home of Taurus. Venus loves to be in Taurus, and that is a very romantic, lovely energy to Taurus is all about like things that are velvety and exquisite foods and fine dining and fine art. And that's on the more personal level. And then uh, more mundane would be your banking systems and agriculture. And I think we've pretty much pounded that a lot the last couple of uh, chats with agriculture and banking. And you'll continue to see changes and shifts in those industries. So, but on a personal level, it's about like go to the spa. Do something that makes you feel pretty. Do something that makes you feel pampered. And if someone isn't pampering you, then pamper yourself. That kind of thing. The sun has already moved into Taurus, so we'll have the sun and Venus in Taurus, and we still have Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. So as we get into May, that Taurian energy, that's Ferdinand the bull. It's kind of hanging out under the shade tree, laid back. Nothing's going to move them too quickly. Very different than the Aries type fire compulsive energy. Um, so, you know, Taurus is opposite Scorpio. So that opposition of the sun to Scorpio, you know, your opposite sign, you draw things from that. And that is the Taurian polar opposite of Scorpio is what Scorpio draws on to find that balance, when we talk about extremes. So if you're feeling, extremely one way or the other and you're Scorpion by sun, moon, or rising, you would want to, you know, pull on your Taurian opposition, which would be like walking barefoot on the earth, stopping to smell the roses, getting centered so that you're not being pulled one extreme or the other, and so a much different kinds of. And the full moon in Taurus is called the flower moon because it's the time of year when you start seeing a lot more flowers in bloom, and hopefully, uh, you know, the ground warms up enough to have seeds sprouting and growing your crops and herbs and things, uh, finding the gardener within, I think is a very good therapeutic kind of way to do the chaos. Um, so yeah, then this end of this week we have still the Uranus Jupiter conjunction, which is huge. And let's see, it is semi square the that Neptune Mars um, configuration. So Neptune and Mars are within a degree of each other right now. That's very sensual. It's very seductive. It's very sexy. Um, ladies might be heading to the spa for that waxing and getting all coiffed. It's very that's a very sexual type of combination, and yeah, a lot. I feel like the energies are getting a lot more personal. Where we've been sort of mundane on the outside, watching a lot of chaos with the earthquakes and tornadoes and fires and floods. Did you see the flooding in Dubai?
Yeah, I saw that on TV. From my understanding, that was like an experiment, right? Were they experimenting
Well, one other kind of theory maybe be that they're one of the largest human trafficking hubs in the world,
hmm.
and they traffic humans through tunnels, and they've been trying, who knows, I don't know, but when you see a lot of flooding like you had up in Michigan several months ago, that they're flooding the tunnels to shut down those um, passageways.
Hmm.
That's another part of Neptune, Mars holding hands in Pisces is major flooding. Um, and we've had that happening for a while, in different areas. So, it could be the weather manipulation. They, was it there that they talked about people seeing chemtrails? Um, right
I
beforehand to seed the clouds to start the rains or whatever.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything like that.
But Dubai is probably one of the wealthiest places in the world.
Mhm.
So that's very Scorpion to see something all, you know, shiny and new to be destroyed. That's what Pluto does. It deconstructs. Pluto was the god of regeneration and destruction. So what it tears down, the promise of Pluto is it always builds back better what it tears down. So, if you have a relationship that's been rocky through these last couple of weeks with the eclipse and different configurations, um, you know, evaluate really what is in your best interest, because what Scorpio does and Pluto is asks us to have a deep faith that if we let go of something, something better we're making room for something better to replace it. That could be, job and career related. Like, so I hate making blanket statements, but in general, let's say that everyone at some point in their life experiences, being in a job that they're not crazy about, or, they just go through the motions, we're there to collect a paycheck, or, you get in a routine and your fear of security, which is Taurus, keeps you from dreaming, Neptune and Pisces, about something better. And so this week it might offer contemplations of, putting an application somewhere, even if, you know, you're fine where you are, or, you don't have to make any decisions. But this is a really good energy to just throw some ideas out there, whether it be, a dating app, or a career move. If you're in a career you're really solid about, it could mean uh, new types of marketing to grow your business. It could be, you know, deciding to start a family and look seriously at getting pregnant or fertility, whatever that applies to you. So it's an energy of um, not being afraid to scope out new ideas and options, but keeping within the framework of realistic steps, like not getting bogged down in that Neptunian fog. You know, I love.
So, like, this Neptune energy, this fog, how long is this fog gonna last? When is it gonna lift?
Well, I think Neptune is still in Pisces for a good while, but it's in its home, so
I
it
mean, I guess for me being a practical person, I know I have Pisces in my chart, which is, yeah,
so
but
Neptune goes retrograde like July 2nd. So it's one of the outer
um,
planets that goes retrograde. And
mhm.
then it's retrograde through the fall. So we have quite a long time with it staying at home. It's at 28 degrees, almost 29. And whenever a planet's in those last anaretic degrees, it's even more intense. So well, another thing Neptune in Pisces is drugs and alcohol, and depending on the aspects to it, could mean rehab. It could mean you, you know, generally don't drink and then start drinking. So
I can share a very interesting thing. So
let me
last night,
let me tell you, it goes direct December the 6th. So from July to December, Neptune is retrograde. Okay, I just wanted to finish that thought.
July
Yeah.
to December, it goes
Mhm.
retrograde.
Neptune is retrograde.
Okay. Um, yeah, so what I was saying is that this morning I had a dream that I was supposed to go to the bank to open up an account.
That's so funny.
And my mama, she said, "Well, I think you should go." And I said, "Okay." So I go with my son and I sit next to a guy and he says, "Hey, open up that bag. Do you see that wad of cash?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of cash in there." And he says, "Open up that pen." And the pen had a rolled up dollar bill. And lo and behold, I think I was in the middle of a drug transaction.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
then here comes the buyer. And then the dealer, nudges me, is like, why don't you just do the transaction, and pretend like, like I
he's
was
an
the go
undercover cop
like
or
the
something.
liaison, like, I was like, what the heck? I was like, my son is right here. And we did it like it was like nothing to it. And I
Isn't
was
that
like,
funny?
I
That's so
can't,
Neptunian.
I had a dream like I was in the middle of a drug deal. I was like,
That
what
is
the
so
heck? And
Neptunian.
I'm like, why would I be dreaming about this? It was so, but it's so specific
Right.
because I undid the pen
Yeah.
and the dollar bill. I was like, what is this? Is this cocaine? Like,
That is so Neptunian. And
oh man, it was just so weird.
and that's part of Neptune being in its home of Pisces is more intense dreams. Um,
Now, the dreams, are they somewhat significant? Because that wasn't the only dream I had this week. That was just one.
well,
And
it's
it just
definitely more active, with the full moon in Scorpio trining the Pisces Neptune. That's certainly colorful and active dream states.
mhm. Yeah.
You
I
want
was
to
like,
share another dream?
no, not the other one. The other
I
one
had
is
some
more.
weird ones that were like, I don't, they're on the edge of my mind to be able to say what they are right now. I'd have to try to think about it. But just know waking up, they felt very real, like I was really there and odd, like odd things.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what the feeling was. It felt like it was real, but why?
Really
Like
odd.
odd. Like why would that even happen? But it seemed like it was fresh, like it was like a real thing, and I just couldn't believe
Well,
like
Neptune does not change sign until, let's see, Neptune. It is March 31st of 2025. And that's just, when it first, it's still, it takes a while for a planet to get firmly into its next sign. So we have, didn't you ask me how long do we have the Neptune and Pisces thing? So we
yeah,
have
you said June
a
2nd
year.
until
So it's retrograde from July until December.
mhm.
And then it moves forward and it goes into Aries the end of March. So a year from now in the spring of 2025.
So it's in Pisces this whole time.
Yes. So, and it's in the last degrees. So remember,
So this is it. This is the
yeah,
finale.
yeah, this is, and
So
it means it's more of the flavor of it, you know,
like
when it's like that last grab at anything.
It seems like a delusion, but they want to keep you thinking. And I'm like, well, what the
So,
heck is this? Like,
so, forgive me for repeating it, but it's just a really good way to describe Neptune and Pisces. Neptune was the god of the oceans, and his job was to protect the gates that protected the secrets of the universe, right at the bottom of the ocean, 20,000 leagues under the sea, so to speak.
mm,
And it's the subconscious mind. So you swim through very dark, murky waters to get to Neptune and that gate. And that's what drugs do. LSD and those kinds of hallucinogenics is they open doors in the subconscious mind, open the gate to all the secrets and mysteries of the universe. So I think, a lot of the nature of people, not all people, but we're all different, but some people use drugs and alcohol to not go into the deep dive of the dark ocean. They don't want to explore their subconscious mind, the wounds there, the scarring, whatever it is. And that's where being anesthetized comes in. Then the opposite of that is diving straight in for the depths of the ocean to seek that information you can retrieve, because that's what they say about dreams is we are retrieving information from the subconscious mind to come here in our 3D live and apply what we brought back from the subconscious.
I don't know what I learned from that transaction, but like,
Well, sometimes I think when we have weird dreams like that, it really helps to write them down and to kind of keep track of, even if it's fractures of a dream or a feeling, but to kind of keep a journal of dreams that eventually, like I put in my phone not long ago. I woke up from a dream and it just seemed like all I was hearing was 8:30, 8:30. Like maybe the time 8:30. But I've put in my phone on the calendar August 30th with a little note to myself. I had a dream. What was 8:30? Was it August 30th? Or, what was that? Um, so that combined with Scorpio is very deep. It's very complex energy. And everybody's nature is different as to how much they want to dissect themselves or look in the mirror or deal with old wounds. And that's really what this energy has been about
mm,
is, um, you know, I I don't know any like official reports or studies that I could reference, but it just seems like a commonality of years of doing readings and astrology charts and just meeting people and talking to people. There's a common ground with people I've come across of the things that hurt us in childhood shaping our adult lives. You know, um, I do think there's been studies about children who've been molested fighting, um, substance abuse problems later in life. I'm not saying that's how it always is or everyone's that way. My point is that this energy is very deep, and you either do or don't want to dive into the deepest parts of yourself to dissect why do we do the things we do or don't do.
Mhm.
What is it that we do that um, we don't want? Um, One of the things about age, and I seem to be around a lot of elderly people, and what I notice is as you age, you really get more comfortable with all of those flaws and questions. It's like you don't have that drive to figure it out as much. You just accept that, yeah, I was hurt then, or yeah, that happened then. And it doesn't, I mean, less and less matters, as you age, it's the simpler things that become very important, like, your lung function and your heart function and, you know, and my dear neighbor who's still at it's a nursing home, and she's in a section for people like her who took a fall, and she's doing physical therapy there. And this week, the doctor uh, has said, he would have he doesn't have any problem seeing her go back to her house to live, but she would need assistance, whether it's like nursing assistance or um, uh, she couldn't live by herself. She would need some help.
Mhm.
And so I try to visit her at least once a week. And when I went there the other night, she was at her little closet. It's just like a little hospital room, is what it is. And she was at her closet, and the door was open. I came in the door. I was like, "Hey, how you doing? What are you doing?" She said, "I'm just looking at what all I need to take home." Like she's evaluating how much stuff, clothes has she accumulated while she's been there. She's been there, let's see, March, April, 2 months. And she told me the doctor said he'd be okay with her going home. And she has two sons that are trying to figure out what to do. Her husband died, their father. And so that family's been through a lot of change and trauma and grief. And so I'm sitting with her, and my point of bringing this up is she's 87 years old, and it really comes down to, do I have on clean clothes? Do I have a good meal? Am I, do I have a bed and I'm safe where I'm at? Um, and not too much else matters.
Mhm.
Um, and I've known her the majority of my life, like 50 years. And so seeing that progression, I guess, from decade to decade as you age, you know, there's a time when, your social activities are so important, and your connections and your people and, hobbies and activities. And as your body, gets less elastic, and arthritis sets into your bone structure, it becomes a victory every day to get dressed and brush your teeth and have a meal. And my whole point is, it's like, if you're younger and obsessing over some of these worrisome types of life things, think about that. The progression of life, and how it really can be very simple, and if you can just find a place where you're content. And part of this chain of thoughts that I'm trying to express is connected to the human nature of seeking happiness. Like everybody just wants to be happy, right? We all talk about, um, I want to be happy in my job. I want to be happy in my relationships and blah, blah, blah. Well, then you get the job or you get the relationship, and then there's the next thing. What's going to make you happy? The house, the dog, whatever it is. That constant need of the in the context of happy. What is it going to take to make you happy? And you get there and you still have a need. I think there's a hunger, um, what Freud would have called it, the id, or the ego, how we perceive the world sees us, and those stages in our life. For I was saying to someone recently about, at what point can you just accept that your life is successful, regardless of how anybody else's life is, and not compare yourself to how other people are, but just right in your little place on this earth with your life, that you are amazing and you are successful, and not stack it up against what society has a framework of what is considered successful, And this is very deep, you're getting deep into the subconscious mind, and how we manifest patterns in our lives about things. And but one of the offshoots of that, talking about seeking to be happy, is I I another friend's husband has retired at 83. He's been a long distance truck driver for like 60 years, and he just retired and he hates it. He retired because the veins in his legs are giving him problems. So he can't sit and drive in a truck long distance like he used to. And he hates it. And he was the one that was talking about, nobody's ever happy with their job. And it got me to thinking about, that you can be if you choose to be. It's all about our perception. So if you compare maybe to where you've been at, 10 years ago in your life, and what that capsule looks like, and then now you're 10 years older and where you are, I mean, has there been a pattern of always seeking what's going to be happy, instead of I'm here now and I'm happy now? And
Yeah, and I would say happiness is being present, you
yeah,
know? In the present moment, if you're content with what's going on in the now, then that's all that there needs to be, as opposed to like always seeking or
right,
like reminiscing or like thinking about the past, what
right.
made you happy. You can be happy now. Um,
Just claim it, just choose it.
yeah. I
And I
mean,
think,
because that goes to the point where, I always talk about this in like tarot readings or whatnot. If you're not in a good space and your mind is actually wandering and you're constantly thinking about something negative, really transmute that energy immediately. Like, you can have the power to change your mind. You just have to really
just
do
do it.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be difficult, and we all been there,
And I
but
think these are the days to claim that. These
mm,
are the days to just decide that you're not going to piss and moan about a job that you don't think is fulfilling, but just be grateful for right where you are. And that gratefulness in the moment is what manifests opportunities to open, or,
mhm.
people to come into your life, or people to leave your life, whatever the situation might be. So it really is about perspective, and these are exciting times to be in for that, from that angle. Instead of like you said the word seeking. It's like, just be right
Mhm.
where you are. And even if it's really shitty,
Right.
understanding your soul's journeys through many lifetimes and and karmic patterns. I mean, if you really sit with that and claim it, it becomes very clear why you're dealing with what you're dealing with. And sometimes it's just to decide that you're worth more and you can do better. I mean, um, it's very frustrating because then you have to waffle in and out of this like three-dimensional kind of life. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
if you could just stay up there in the ethers and, philosophize all day long, it wouldn't be so difficult. But, the
Well, I
realities
think
of it.
that if you do, like, the simple meditation and you meditate on a daily basis and it becomes, like, kinda almost second nature,
Yeah.
then it makes that whole integration of going into different states
Yeah.
more easy, like, it's a smooth transition rather than, like, a bumpy ride to get to the next level, you know?
And then integrate into that the dream state. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, that's why I was like, "What is this? What does this it does do I need to really, pay attention?" Because I felt like with the takeaway for that was, like, being at the place at the wrong time,
Yeah.
you know?
So following your instincts about timing, like if you think you need to get somewhere for an errand or something and you keep getting delayed, there's a reason. I
Mhm.
forget what happened to me recently, but I felt like I was running late. And then a part of me was like, no, you're right on time. Maybe you're avoiding an accident, or maybe, there's a
That
reason.
ooh, okay, so earlier today, I went to the post office to drop off a delivery, and I came back home, and I had a green light at the intersection, like, right where my house is, and this girl turns, and I think she couldn't stop, and she was about to come, and I was like, "What the heck is
Wow.
this?" And I dodged it, because my brakes, they're not excellent brakes. There is kind of a slow, like, roll, and I have
Reaction.
to, like,
Yeah.
slam on it, and it
Yeah.
still goes forward, like, that kind of a thing. Well, I looked closely, and I could tell it was a student driver. Like, I could
Oh,
tell, like, it was a younger person, and the
yeah.
adult was sitting in the side, and I had to tell my son because I'm teaching my son
How
how
to
to
drive.
drive, and I was like, "You would not believe what I saw today." I
Right.
almost got hit by one of them, like
Yeah. Yeah.
so, like, yeah, I really feel like it's, like, just really be observant, like, and I was thinking in my head, I was thinking about things I was going to do
Yeah.
as I was driving home, and then I had to divert my attention from my thoughts by focusing on what's in front of me,
Right.
and I was like, "Man," I was like, "Don't tell me that this is gonna cause a delay, because somebody doesn't know how to drive."
Right. Right.
Ugh, anyways, but I
A
dodged the
delay and
bullet.
a horrible inconvenience if you're work or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it is an inconvenience, but not only that, like, nobody wants to be in a little accident.
No, that sucks. On
Yeah,
that.
it does. Yeah, so
So
that
I,
was a
I would
real
say,
thing.
really delving into dream work during this time is like little gold nuggets that you can bring back, from your subconscious. And as idiotic or weird as they may seem, I know when we keep track of them, they eventually piece together,
Mhm.
have a message. It's very weird. The mind is a very weird thing. I told my boss that just retired, I forget, I was trying to think of something. And for some reason that morning, my mind just didn't want to try to think about the work or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, um, I was like, oh, my mind. I was like, believe me, we would not want to be in there. I mean, it's like the mind is a very mysterious place. And
I noticed that this week it was very hard for me to concentrate. Like I was so set on having going like with my list, right? And I could not get my list done. Like no.
yeah,
Whatever I had to do was not on the list. And I'm like, okay, when can I work on my list? And I
right.
got frustrated because I kept getting interference. And so yeah, but maybe next week or this weekend I can work on it. I'm not sure about the whole pampering thing, but I want to be Capricorn and work on stuff.
Well,
Uh,
I know what you mean. I've been trying to purge some records, just paper stuff. And with insurance work, you have to keep certain things for 10 years. So
mm.
now I'm beyond 10 years with some things, and I've been carrying banker boxes of paper down to my fireplace hearth because I got rid of my shredder. And
Oh,
I did, yeah. It was just, it wasn't a good shredder. And so I just like start little fires in my fireplace and burn paper, burn the
well, isn't
records.
that bad for your breathing?
It's a chimney and a fireplace.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
burning too much paper might be too much because there's a lot of like carcinogenic
Oh,
fluff. You know what I mean?
please.
Okay. Well, it's got ink in there. Like
Please.
that's just me being Scorpio. But go ahead.
No, that's more Virgo. That's more
Oh,
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay.
No, my point is that um, I don't want to do it. And
Yeah.
and I really have to make myself take a box down there. I think I've got everything down there ready because I keep my dogs down in that area, right? So
Mhm.
if I'm up here in the office, I don't get to bond or play with my dogs, because if I let them up here, they would just be in everything and I wouldn't get anything done.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
carried everything down to their space so that I can play and be around them while I'm still, well, I guess what I'm trying to describe is
Multitasking.
multitasking. And one
Mhm.
of the things I thought about, because some of it I need to go through, I can't just dump it all
Toss it.
in there, was I have this old foot massager thing that I haven't used in a long time because it's kind of a pain to clean out and then fill with warm water and carry it to where you want to sit. But I've had this vision of sitting in a chair, soaking my feet while I'm doing paperwork.
Well, that sounds good.
I know. So you could satisfy your Capricorn part and
Mhm.
the Taurian pampering part. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's important for us, or put one of your masks on, the facial mask, while you're doing your list, or something that it's important for us to acknowledge, um, our well-being and whatever that is for you. I mean, people might have a different idea of pampering. It might be, going for a jog or you know, it doesn't have to be like spa stuff, but
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
always think of spa stuff.
Oh yeah. Um. Well, I have like this lavender eye patch,
Oh yeah,
that I have in my little gift boxes, and that's like a pampering thing. You just
yeah,
nuke it and throw it on your eyeballs so that it
yeah,
feels like all the wrinkles are going away.
yeah.
So.
Taurus is all about beauty and beautifying yourself and your surroundings. So,
Mhm.
the month of May is a really good time to put that focus on what have you been neglecting, you know, for me, my office is, the paper, it's over the limit, and I need to purge old files. It's bothering me. So I'm finally making some headway. When I walked up here tonight, and at my doorway had been some boxes and they're gone, and it just felt, just that little bit just was like, oh, I can start to tell I'm making a little progress, but there's still more to do. And
I need to clean up too because this is like the aftermath with my family being
oh yeah,
gone. And so this is the funny part. When my parents came, they're like, "Something's different." I said, "Yeah, I cleaned up and made space."
ah,
And they're like, because I have a garage now, and they're like, "Yeah, their garage makes a big difference." I said, "You think?" And
yeah,
so, like, when they came in, they literally took up all the space that I cleared up.
yeah,
Every bit, like, and then some. And
yeah,
then they left stuff. And I'm
oh,
like, "Nice," you know?
nice, yeah.
I mean, like I said, I can't complain, I mean, there are pros and cons, to their visit.
Well, the thing that I really don't want to break down and do, but your situation might be different, and that's like rent a storage unit, to put some of their,
Well,
if there's that much of it, to have them store it.
no, my garage can handle it. It's just like the way that they packed stuff into my refrigerator and my mini
Oh,
fridge is
okay.
all over the place. Like, I don't know what's in there. I need
Yeah.
to go in and see if there's old food in there, or like, I
That's
don't
been
know.
on Now that's been on my list for several weeks, is do a good refrigerator cleaning, like
Yeah,
the
like,
shelves and the drawers and everything.
I don't know what's in there. Like, it's hard to find stuff in there. So I
Yeah,
need to like reorganize the refrigerator, and then all the stuff like they put on top of my kitchen table, I cleaned it off so I
yeah,
didn't have anything on it. There is junk on my
yeah,
table. Like, I have to like find a new place for it, because the whole point of me cleaning that thing off was I don't like to see anything on it, and that
yeah,
could be my Virgo in
yeah.
me. Like, I don't want to see that mess. I want to shove it in the closet somewhere. I don't have to see it.
Nice
Um,
clear surfaces.
yeah, because it feels nice.
It
I like
does.
seeing, like, it not cluttered, because I have enough of that on my
I
desk.
think,
And
isn't one of the feng shui elements that, like your closet should always have a clear space on the shelf, and it associates to a clear mind. I
I
think
just
it's,
noticed the whole house. For me, it's the whole house.
yeah,
Every corner I look, I like micro, like, judge
yeah,
my corners and
yeah,
spaces and every nook and cranny. And if I see something out of place,
yeah.
that's me. So, like, this weekend, it is cleanup duty and building stuff, and yeah.
I have that type of refrigerator that is the refrigerator on top and then the drawer that comes out and on the bottom.
Mhm, mhm.
And those type of freezers are not all that spacious.
Right.
And so I last weekend, I forget what I was wanting to do.
You could
Something,
get like that.
I know what it was, is it had gotten so full that my ice really wasn't producing. Like, I'd turned off the ice maker. So I wanted to get the ice, that gets all like
Mhm.
infused together. I wanted to dump that and have some new ice made. And I needed to look at what the heck was in there, because I'll throw stuff in there and forget about it. So last weekend I had made some vegetable soup back in December, and I had a quart of that. I pulled that out, and I had some flounder.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to fix this flounder. Well, that doesn't stay in the freezer very long. And I went through, baking it, and it did not taste good. I think it was freezer burned. So then I was like, I have got to do better about the freezer, just food in there too long or
Or
whatever.
even just labeling stuff so that you know when you put in there. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I found stuff from 2017. Like, it was like, wow, like that thing needed to go like a long time ago.
And then in our legal community, there's something called the food frenzy, and it's all of these law firms, like all over the state, that for 2 weeks collects foods for different area food pantries,
Hmm.
and everybody competes to see how many pounds of food is
Right.
donated. So you can make cash donations. And anyway, I have this bag I need to fill this weekend to, and what made me think of that, when I did it last year, I came across canned goods that were like way too old and I couldn't even donate them. But it's
Oh
good
no.
to purge like that. And I think the eclipse sort of triggered that need for purging and, resetting priorities and resetting your task list. Taurus, the one last thing I'll say about Taurian energy, it's the taskmaster.
Oh
So,
yeah.
it's a very hardworking energy, and but it is with the reminder, notice or caveat, to also take time to stop and smell the roses.
Well, that's what I'll do this weekend. I will actually buy myself some flowers.
That's very pampering.
Yeah, I'll do that just for the table or the whatever the focal point is for my
Yeah,
house. And then that will set the mood. I'll put some music on. I'll clean up my space like the
put some
dust that's
lavender eye patches on.
yeah, I'll put like the patch on, put the little baggy things on and like
And type
multitask.
away.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. That way I
Well,
can get everything done.
I think for a Scorpio full moon, I pulled out Tarot of Sexual Magic.
Oh, okay. All right.
This
So
is a very sexy energy, that old Scorpion.
yeah, I know. Scorpio can be very seductive. So
Passionate. Yeah.
I will pull out the Casanova deck, which is my
Yeah.
favorite. Well, you know,
Yeah, I do know.
it was spicy.
Yeah, we're going to be spicy with our cards tonight.
Actually, you know what? Hold on.
You got something even spicier than that?
Yes, I do. This was a gift that I received from one of my viewers. Um, Her name is Morgan, and she always gives me all of these beautiful cards. This one is Erotica by Fire Witch Tarot.
Oh,
So
nice.
we'll do that.
We'll do that.
Okay, because this is spicy.
We need a little spice after all the seriousness of the depths of our subconscious minds and picking apart all of our patterns and pieces.
Okay. Um, all right, so Twin Aries says, pull one for me, please. Okay, maybe at the very end. First, we're going to go through. Oh, actually, this is you, Aries.
Aries, yeah.
All right, here we go.
So, what does the weekend hold for Aries? Watch the play.
No, it says watch me play, FaceTime, or in person.
Oh, cool. All right. And I've got the Fool. So maybe that might be something new to do.
Oh, so something new. Maybe this is something new you can do.
Maybe
Play in
that's
person,
self pampering.
pampering with somebody online or in person. Yeah, it's actually like a breath of fresh air. Um, so yeah, there's playtime somewhere.
The Fool is all about, having the faith to walk off the cliff and know that either something solid will be there for you to stand or you'll be taught to fly.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and you notice that, the Fool only carries just enough,
Right.
and you're making that analogy, like, the older you get, like, the less you need.
Right.
Less is more, right?
And less to worry about.
Mhm.
Let go of the worrying.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next we have Taurus. So, Taurus season is around the corner. Oh, well, well, well. Open to receiving.
Let's see. I can't see this small print. Knight of Swords.
Okay. Re-
Open to receiving.
receiving what?
A smack on the butt.
Yeah, or something else.
Uh, so Taurus, this is pretty seductive.
Mhm. Yeah, so Taurus is open for whatever. That's what I'm seeing. Little hair pulling, some bondage.
Yeah.
And voyeurism, people
Yeah.
are watching.
So one of the classic explanations of Taurus energy is per- personified by an old movie from the 70s called Tom Jones. If you want to look up an old movie,
Mhm.
and it is a movie of indulgence, and that card very much a lot of sex, a
Mhm.
lot of food with sex.
Mhm.
um, so yeah, he was like a kind of a Casanova guy that had a lot of what do you call it, not episodes or meetups, what did they call it back in the old day, twists, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless of whatever it is, Taurus is open. Open for
Taurus is
whatever.
coming into their season with the sun in Taurus. That's, you know, the powerful time of a Taurian's life is during their solar return.
Mm.
So
I
highlight.
noticed that about my dad. My dad is very nostalgic and he is very romantic like, but he's with my mother and she is not.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny. I showed my mom one of the candles that I created and I was like, "Look, mom." I was like, "Do you like this candle?" And then you know what told me? She says, "Am I supposed to say that I'm supposed to like it?"
Oh, that would that would be nice.
Yeah. She was like, "That is not my thing."
So we're
You know,
at Gemini. We need to go to Gemini, not
Gemini
Cancer.
or not.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Gemini.
yeah, yeah, we skipped to Gemini.
I'm
I'm
not gonna
sorry,
skip that.
Gemini.
That's all right.
I
I
skipped
think we have movement into Gemini coming up. I was noticing, what was that going into Gemini? Let's see. It is, what was I seeing going into Gemini?
I don't know, but,
It must have been down the road.
yeah, because Gemini is a little bit, like, more in the
So, oh, I guess it was the sun moves into Gemini May 21st. Oh, yeah, right. Venus. So Venus, um, May 24th goes into Gemini in May. So that's having a lot of options.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, speaking of options, I see dropping the sheets.
Oh, and the Queen of Cups for Gemini.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is that where you drop the sheets?
Yeah. Drop something. Drop the front of her dress.
Yeah, like going down to the cleave and down, I don't know what people call the bush.
Decate. Oh, well.
Yeah, so it's coming off.
What does yours say again?
Dropping the sheets.
Dropping the sheets.
Hmm.
So maybe dropping the facade, or if you've been uh, keeping keeping up a pretense. Dropping the sheets could mean exposing your authentic feelings for someone, or
Yeah, like really being exposed, like really being open and transparent rather than trying to hide.
and with Gemini, it could be, being with one person and secretly having feelings for another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be a thing.
So,
So,
especially with Venus going into Gemini in a few weeks, that could be options on the romantic front for Gemini.
mm, double trouble.
Always seeking the lost twin.
Mm-hmm.
Gemini
Mm-hmm.
is definitely that seeking energy.
So,
Now we have Cancer.
okay, hold on. Okay.
Little moon babies. We have the part of fortune in Cancer right now this weekend. So that could be gaining fortune through family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, could be inheritances. What does it say?
It says tight tight pin downs, unable to move, ears sucking. Wow.
Oh,
That is intense.
so I got two. I got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Cups and the Four of Swords.
Ooh.
So let me see if I can do that better. So, so the Ten of Cups is being pretty fulfilled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Four of Swords is really taking it in. Can you see those all right?
Yeah, yeah. That gentleman is playing with her lips, but I want to see the part. Sorry.
I'm having trouble showing two at one time.
No,
And what
you
does yours say?
and it says tight pin down. So this person is being pinned down and they can't move because the other person is licking their ear. So,
Oh, okay. So
mhm.
Cancer's got some pretty loving energy going on.
Loving or kind of like dominating.
Well, and the Ten of Cups likes it, right? And that being pretty fulfilled.
Hmm. But I have an issue with this Ten of Cups because this female is like, here, my dear, and this guy has his back turned away from her.
Yeah.
But then it's like they play, but then she's like giving, and I don't know, it just feels weird. So,
So the background, the iron gates bring me the cemetery vibe. Like
Mhm.
maybe, she could be reminiscing from something that happened in the past and fantasizing about, I don't know, I get this sort of sick.
Closed off
Yeah,
energy, like, like it stays in the gates, but not outside the gate.
yeah, the gate. That's right. Keep
Like,
your gate closed.
yeah. But, looks like she's having a hard time. They're like, "No, we're gonna do this."
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Very, um yeah. Well, whoever you're dealing with, I really feel that there is, like, something there that you just can't say no to.
yeah. Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Especially if they got you down and they're in your ear. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in
It's
your.
like, "Ah," you can't, like, get away.
The question is, who's on her mind while he's in her ear? Is she
Mm.
thinking of someone from the past?
Mhm, mhm.
Cancer is very maudlin. They're very,
All over the place.
sentimental and yeah.
Maybe only cancer knows.
There's something about um, there's something about Cancer energy with I don't know, like there's a tenaciousness of if they have their mind stuck in a memory or someone in the past, it takes a long time to dissolve that vibe. It takes a long time to reconcile the endings and
I mean, that's very similar. I don't know if that's like a Scorpio energy also, but it
it's
could be,
water.
yeah, because even for myself, I have a hard time of letting go too. Yeah. Um, it
Well,
takes forever.
they have those crustacean animals representing their signs, and those have pinchers that,
Mhm,
that
mhm,
hold on to things
mm.
and leave claw marks behind when they do let go, right?
Well, I know that from my cat. That kitty can hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's okay.
what's going on for Leo this weekend? I know I'm getting my hair cut. Oh,
Oh, it looks like your hair was done. Is it not done?
oh, it does? No, I haven't washed it or anything, and I'm getting it cut tomorrow.
Oh, well, it looks like it's done.
Well, thank you. They only say that when you're getting ready to go, right?
Okay.
Oh, look, the Emperor. I like that.
Okay, and then I have here, oh, it's the same. It's dropping the sheets.
Oh,
Hmm. So something is dropping. It's like a very masculine energy here.
he's
Maybe,
kind of reflecting over on that naked lady statue.
maybe it's that cape that he has that's kind of covering him, like he wants to expose himself.
Isn't the Emperor all about vitality and
The hard thing that I noticed about royalty is that they're always in the spotlight and they can't really get away with much, right? Because there's always eyes on them. Um, and I really feel like Leo may want to just drop and just really expose themselves and
hmm,
not really care.
better to keep your mouth shut. That's that fine line between the compulsive Aries stellium and the Pisces stellium. Keep your mouth shut.
Oh.
No good will come from those
Yeah.
confessions.
I was like, did I just say that? Oh,
Yeah. So I have a new boss, and he's very special. I mean, he's very easy to work for, and you can tell he's on your side. He's not like standoffish and pretentious like my old boss. He's really like he's hanging on the phone with me over like things that make him feel uncomfortable with the new job. And he said today was his daughter's birthday, and she sent him a short video of her and her friends dancing in a bar. And I said, "Oh, just what a dad wants to see is their daughter in a bar." And he goes, "Oh, no, I love it. I'd be there with them if I could." Just a nice guy, very laid back.
Mhm, mhm.
My old
Mhm.
boss was very buttoned up. So it's
Yeah.
weird to have a more social, you know,
Open
yeah.
type of person.
Yeah, and he
Rather
asks me, like my opinion on things and stuff, which my old boss never did. So,
keep your mouth shut.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
no.
So you're on Virgo.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh, Virgo, what the heck? Virgo exploded. Uh, okay. Well, I have midnight pleasures.
Well, I got two again, and I got the Nine of Wands and the World. Wow. And you got Midnight Pleasures. Wow, Virgo, you got it going on this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a lot of good vibrations.
Well, it's like that sensual pleasures, like maybe making babies. I don't know for some, so just be careful.
So what's this guy got a foot fetish with the world?
Yeah. Um, the world is her oyster, and she got him at his feet. Um,
Got him on
yeah.
his knees.
Mhm. Sitting on
Midnight
his lap.
pleasures. I guess
Yeah.
that might be a booty call at midnight or something for
I
some
mean,
Virgo.
yeah, Virgo might need like a couple different positions from what I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
tell.
A bucket list of positions.
It's like
On the
here's my
Mount
list.
Everest.
We're gonna do this, and then after 5 minutes, we're gonna switch
Okay.
it up to this,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Check. Check it off the list.
and then we're gonna finish it off with this. Yeah.
Yeah. With a cherry on top.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's very fun for Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So dark and mysterious, and
very cool.
Virgo
Now,
needs to like
yeah,
relax anyway. So.
yeah. So Libra.
All right, Libra. Let's see what's going on. I keep picking this card. Open to receive.
And this is the Magician, I think. Let's see. Yep, Magician. Open to receive, having all the tools you need.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So Libra, I mean, like, kind of is like a free for all. Like whatever you want. I mean, you can pretty much manifest. Just really think about it and go for it.
So Libra is opposite Aries, and we have that Aries Mercury North Node conjunction, and Venus is still in the late degrees of Aries. So this could be some kind of separation for Libra.
Mm-hmm.
It could be communication from the past.
So it's pretty much like a, what's that, like a smorgasbord of stuff, right? Like multiple things that could be going on for Libra around this time.
Well, I've always thought of the magician as a manifesting kind of energy, having
Mm-hmm.
all the tools you need to manifest your desires. And certainly with Mercury North Node opposite a Libra Sun, that's when things happen.
Well, Libra.
Oppositions, yeah, oppositions to your major planets is when things are happening. So North Node and Mercury is definitely a message from the past.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it was destined for a past
Yeah.
person or situation would come up.
Or meeting someone that reminds you of someone from the past.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So next we have Scorpio.
We had the Scorpio full moon a couple of days ago. And Scorpio sun, moon, ascendant would be opposite the Jupiter Uranus conjunction, which is pretty powerful. What do we have here? I wish I could see that small print. King of Swords. Oh, so she's on her knees in this one.
And
What do
then,
you have?
like this one, it says marks on your back.
Oh, wow.
I know. He's playing footsie with her booby over there,
Yeah,
whirling around, and
looks pretty
somebody's
cozy.
watching. Yeah. So maybe there's something that needs to be said.
Oh, here we've got a woman spying through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his wife?
I know, right? They're watching them do naughty stuff.
So maybe some kind of infidelity gets exposed.
Mm-hmm. Or it could just be like, like the how Scorpio is like the watcher, like watching,
Yeah,
um, being the investigator.
watching porn.
Yeah.
Her fingers on that card they look at the fingers on that card you have. They look like arthritic joints or something. I don't know.
I know. It's like how does
I
she
know.
like
There's a
get
lot,
it like
lot of
that?
feeling in those joints there.
Maybe she's double jointed in her fingers. It must be some serious whatever for her fingers to be
Yeah,
looking like
yeah,
that.
she's digging in.
Yeah.
Say, hold on. What was
Mm-hmm.
that? Eddie Money did a song. Hold on. Let baby hold on. I
I
can't.
don't know. Maybe there wasn't much to hold on, so they had to get whatever they could and just
That's
for
the
dear life.
Scorpio mind. Our minds just go to the gutter.
Yeah. And what exactly are we holding on to?
Sag. So we have a moon in Sagittarius all weekend, making a trine to the Aries stellium. And 3069, yes, square to the Neptune Mars conjunction. That can be a little gnarly. Maybe some
Mm.
drunken arguments there. Oh, I keep getting two. Oh, let's see here. Knight of Cups and Queen of Wands.
Okay, well, I have obedient, submissive.
Oh,
Yeah, like bow down.
and these look like submissive cards here.
Mhm, mhm,
So Sag, they're freedom loving. They don't like to be tied down.
mhm.
So maybe someone's going to make them the ship pull into the port for a little bit.
It's like, no, you come here, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sag is very freedom loving. That's all about not wanting to go with the convention. They don't go for trends.
Mhm.
They
They're
like
very free spirited, from what I
free
know.
spirited and higher mind. They always seeking more knowledge. So maybe they're learning new things here together.
Learning some new tricks.
Yeah,
Ah, definitely liking what they're seeing over there.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, they're taking it in. So yeah,
yeah. So
very,
that can be pretty feisty, romantically. They're pretty fiery, feisty people.
mhm.
They shoot from the hip. You know where they stand.
Hmm. Well, I would say that they know where they wanna go.
Yeah, the truth. They want, that's the truth seeker.
Mhm. Okay, so next we have Capricorn.
Acorn. Well, three came out. So
Oh,
Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and Three of Pentacles. So a lot of work. I don't know if I
mhm.
can show all of these. So,
Hmm.
what did
Well,
you get?
yeah, it says, "I woke up craving you, desire feeling your
Oh,
energy."
that's
And
nice.
yeah, and I see that over there. Like the middle card, there
Yeah,
are guys next to the woman
lovely.
craving energy. What is that? Uh, Ace of Rods, maybe? I can't tell. And then we have here the
Three of Pentacles.
Three of Pentacles. Okay, wanting to work on the partnership. So it feels like a very, I want to say,
Eight of Pentacles.
okay, more work.
And Ace of Wands. Gift.
Yeah. I mean, this feels like it's like the relationship is there. Like, they woke up craving it. Maybe they worked too hard.
So is this a couple in the past back there?
That does, right? It looks like twin flames. That card always remind me of twin flames.
Yeah.
And then there's like this energy here of this guy that is with the woman. No. Like, I know, right? Well, I mean, it's passion, it's fire, it's the here and now.
She has a very satisfied look on expression.
Mm-hmm. So does the gentleman.
And then the Pentacles people, I
Yeah.
almost feel like it's a man trying to talk a woman into being with him.
Mhm. Like a relationship when Capricorn is all work and no play.
You know, and she has her back's towards him, like, I'm not sure if I want this. And he's like, oh, come here, come
Mhm.
hither,
Mhm.
come hither. I
He's
have,
got that rose.
I have plans for you.
Mhm. I think it's a warm and cozy feel.
It is
Um, yeah, desire, feeling your energy. So the energy is there. Mm.
busy Capricorn, busy, busy.
Mhm.
Oh, what to
Mhm.
do, work or play?
Well, maybe
Such
both.
decisions.
Maybe both. So next we have Aquarius.
As the age of Aquarius.
Oops. Uh, two came out. One's on the floor.
So I have the Ace and the Knight of Pentacles.
Okay, and I have Watch Me Play, FaceTime, or in person. And we have a mouth here, and it says dripping in your mouth.
Oh, goodness.
Well, if you're dripping in their mouth, I would think that's in person. Hmm, interesting. Or watch me play, and then something gets dripped in the mouth.
This is a weird dynamic between these two cards. The Knight,
Hmm. It's like a pair. I can't see.
well, the lady and the horse acts like he's trying to offer her something for the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. They're in heaven. Oops.
Hmm. Oh, so that's the offer being given.
Yeah.
And then maybe it was like they weren't sure, but then,
They end up in bed together.
yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, fine.
You know, Aquarius can run hot and cold. So
Hmm.
these two cards sort of show like a cold side and a hot side.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, either way, it looks tasty, it
Yes.
seems.
Yes.
I don't even know what that is. Is that milk?
I think it's like, it looks like a strawberry dipped in chocolate or something.
No, it's not chocolate. It's some white creamy thing.
White chocolate. You wouldn't dip a strawberry in sperm, would you? I mean, let's see it again. Put it up there again.
I like put it away. Yeah. It looks like milk, but I can't tell.
Yeah.
But no, it's too
I don't
creamy.
think you don't think you'd put milk on a strawberry, would you?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a whipped cream that's melted,
Melted.
right?
I like her lipstick color.
Yeah, it matches the strawberry. Yeah,
Looks pretty messy.
dripping in your mouth. Mm, okay, yummy.
In your dreams.
I know. And then finally, we have Pisces.
Pisces. Pisces has a lot going on right now with Neptune there and Mars. Oof. That's fired up. That's smoldering.
Hot,
Yeah.
smoky. Okay.
So I've got the Eight of Swords. Oh, you've got some kind of
Hmm.
gag order.
Yeah. It says ball gags and drooling and sex fads.
Oh, really playful.
Yeah. At least it has holes in that ball, so they can breathe.
Yeah.
um, but you have eight of what? Is that eight of swords?
It's pentacles, isn't it? Let's
Oh,
see.
pentacles.
Oh,
I
swords. Yeah, it is swords.
oh, because I see that there's one person that's walking away back there, but that's maybe
Yeah.
they're afraid of. They're just afraid of something. Oh, it's an older woman, right? It's an older woman and a younger guy.
And it's
And
a guy walking away, I think, not a girl.
so I think that the guy that's walking away, they can't believe that they're seeing what they're seeing and they're doing something that they normally don't do, right?
It's a son watching his mother with his friend.
Oh
oh,
god, that is horrible.
well.
That'll cause them to gag, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I remember something about that card. There's a green sheet, like a velvety green sheet that's behind that sofa from what I can recall.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, and that guy is much younger than the woman. The woman's an older woman.
She's a cougar.
Yeah.
Arr.
So yeah, Coog is getting it on with some fresh meat. Just saying. Exploring new dimensions.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
You're never too old.
yeah, something fresh and new.
So let's see. Someone, I think Twin Aries asked for a card to be pulled. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, let's see. Um pull one for me, please.
Okay. For Twin Aries, the weekend.
I have fantasizing yearning for you. So your person is fantasizing.
And I have
Mhm.
Seven of Cups, so there's some choices to be made.
So your person needs to make a decision if they're going to act on their fantasy.
Or maybe you each fulfill each other's cups. In the Seven of Cups, all about
Choice.
dreams and wishes and choices, and
Mhm. Mhm.
cup runneth over.
Well, yeah, there's too many. It could also mean like detoxing from overindulgence,
Okay.
But in this case, I really feel like it's a choice that your person
Choice.
can really make if they want to act on their fantasy when it comes to you because they're thinking of you.
So Alicia would like to have a card for her and Jason. So Alicia and Jason,
Mhm.
please.
Jessica said that she's a Scorpio and she's double jointed in her fingers. Well, then that was you, honey.
You holding on tight.
Ooh. So, Alicia, I have here anxiously awaiting. Maybe you're anxiously waiting for Jason.
I have Six of Cups, so that's a nice energy.
Yeah. It's past love, thinking about your boo thing.
What is she doing? Is she? Oh, she's looking at a picture of you.
Yeah, it's a picture of the past. So this is about a past person, and yeah, either you're waiting for him or he's waiting for you. But there's this memory of the past.
Maybe a little bit of a pause or delay of some sort.
Reflection. He texted you that he would call back and never did. Oh, so maybe you're anxiously waiting for him to
No
contact.
waiting. Life's too short to wait for somebody like that.
He texted and he would call you back and he never did. Oh,
So someone better is waiting for you.
yeah. Be open.
Yeah.
Be open to whoever that is because we have that.
If he does text you, don't answer.
I thought it was weird because his energy seemed off. Yeah, this is a weird energy week. I'm not gonna lie.
So your instinct is telling you, you know, something is off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste your energy on someone that, I mean, I'm old fashioned. Basic courtesy should be like a no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been the problem with the evolution of electronics. It's so easy to not communicate, or for communications to be misinterpreted or
Well, I know that for me and my boyfriend, we always video. So we'll text, but we do the bulk in video, and then with the video, we can see each other's facial expressions, and we know, like, what we're saying and what we're doing and things like that. And so that makes it easier rather than receiving just text
yeah,
and not knowing, like,
have a
ex-
relationship with just texting.
hmm
You're very welcome. Is there anyone else in here that wants a card pulled before we put our cards away?
hmm Speak now.
We have, I think, a new moon coming up May the 7th, something like that.
Come on, kitty. Kitty.
A Taurus new moon on May 7th and 8th. Okay. I don't see any other requests. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right.
All right, ding, 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 time's up. Uh, well, it is always a pleasure of having you here with us and sharing your wisdom and expertise and learning.
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah, I mean, like astrology is like a evolving process too, and there's so much to learn from it. So, we really do appreciate your time. So thank you.
Well, and the feeling is mutual. I appreciate your time and those that join us. And you have a great weekend too, Alicia. We should all do something out of our box this weekend.
I have to think about that a little bit more, but the eye patch will have to suffice for now.
Yes, yes.
You're welcome, Lisa.
All right then. Well, I guess we're done for a little while, and when we meet again, we'll have nice fuzzy Taurian energy.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's on the 10th. That's actually my dad's birthday.
It
Um,
is.
actually, no. Well, you said the 8th and 9th, right? That's when the
That is the new moon. Yes.
yeah. So normally we do it on the Friday, so that's the 10th for us. That's actually Mother's Day weekend also
I know.
for those who celebrate. And I don't know if that's same like across like the globe. I don't know if it's just the United States. But yeah, we have that holiday coming up. So yeah, so do you want to do it on the 10th? Is that like a
Sure.
good day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's easier to do it on Friday night because it's late for me and I don't have to worry about getting up for work.
It's the end of my week, and so like it's a lot easier to do,
Yeah.
rather than like a Monday or even like on a weekend.
This is how we party on a Friday night.
Yeah. So, okay. So if no one else have any questions for Sunny, you can definitely visit her at lionmountainhealing.com if you like to book a reading with her. And then I guess until next time, thank you and we'll see you then.
Yes. Thank you. And don't work too hard. Do something fun.
Okay, I'll try.
All righty. See you
Uh,
later.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.